All right, this is a quick and dirty live search bar, and this is really simple. It's just meant to give you an idea how to use Trongate API and use it as a jumping point to build something more sophisticated and more beautiful. So this is going to be kind of ugly and quick, but hopefully this gives you an idea how to build something like this. And how this works is if I type in something like a letter, I have it starting at the second letter, so it doesn't start searching the database until the second letter is typed. So when I type in the second letter, we start getting results. And I have a database table set up with cryptocurrency names. So if I type in BI, it starts giving me these results. Over here in the response, you'll see that I'm getting the coins table all in a JSON array. And if I delete that, that disappears. And what that code looks like is it's just a simple input with an ID of search query. The other important thing here is autocomplete off, so you don't get that autocomplete dropping down and messing with your drop down of your search results. Our search results div here is just an empty div. And the real magic happens down here at the JavaScript. We grab our results div. We set an event listener on the input. So we're just grabbing the input. We have key up here. This is the action. And it returns the event. Our event target value, if it has a length of 1, we don't want to search the database. It's got to be, so we want to type in more letters than 1. You can change this if you want to start looking in the database. On the third letter, you'd put something like that in there. We're going to keep it as 1. And then we're going to, if it, so if it just finds 1 letter, we're going to empty that result. And we're going to make sure that that result div is hidden, just in case there was a previous search done. We're going to make sure this stuff is empty, and then we're going to return it. But if we do get that second letter, then we come down to here. Now, I set the API as a wide open one. There's not going to be any authentication or authorization on it. So I'm leaving the token as empty. But normally you'd have the Trongate token would go in here. Our search phrase is going to be that event target, that value we got from the input up here. And then our parameters are going to be this SQL. We got a table name, or a table field name. So I'm looking for coin name in my tables. And my table looks like this. I don't know why that's, well, here's my coins table, and here's the table name that I want to get. That's where this is going to search. And then our API is going to be this API get coins. Now that is my table in my SQL database. If we go over here to coins module and we go down here to the API JSON, and we don't have to do anything with this except make sure that we are authorized. For this one, I'm just going to leave it wide open, and because this is going to be a search that anybody could use. But of course, if this needs authorization, you'd have to go into more. That's going to be more detail that I'm not going to get into in this video. So when we so then we have that. So when we do our fetch, we're going to fetch the URL. Our method's going to be post. Our body is going to be the string of JSON stringified params. Our header is going to have content type application JSON. Trongate token, your token would go here. And then we get down to here, our response is going to be parsed in JSON. And when we have that parsed JSON file, then we're gonna loop through it. So once again, I'm going to make sure that my inner results, if there's any previous searches, I'm going to get those out of there. So I empty that div. I make sure that it's showing, that it's visible with this. We come down here and we loop through our JSON response. So we're just going to loop through our JSON response. I create a p tag, paragraph line, and then we just add the coin name, which that JSON response looks like this. So here's my JSON response. Here's the coin name. That's what I want to stick into the results here. Oh, and by the way, if so this line here, so we're going to do an if statement if the result is greater than 0, because you can get back a response that is, even if you don't find anything, you'll still get back a response. But if it finds at least one thing in the database, then the JSON length will be at least 1, or greater than 0. So if we do have if we did find something, then we're going to come down here and append that name to the results child. That builds up your response div. If we come down here, if we don't have anything, we're still going to create another p tag. But this time I'm going to say, doesn't seem like there's anything, or it doesn't seem like it's in the database. We're going to append that to the results. So hopefully that gives you, I'm going to scroll through this real slow again just so you can see the code. This is just simple styling for that input. So I'm just going to scroll through this one more time so you can see how to use the API. And to use this with different tables, all you do is change your SQL. Like if this SQL would be something different. It might be a where clause or something else. You just change the field that you're looking for and the database table that you're looking for. So if I wasn't using the coins one, like just to say, I have this other one called lorem. It just has a bunch of lorem's in it. You'd go over here to your API JSON and you do the same thing. So I went over here. All I had to do is just make sure that it was authorized. So I hope that helped you out, and or at least gives you a starting point where you can start thinking about the API and how to use it.